Good evening and welcome to Kira Mack of Kira Mack.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to the Patriot. Here we are downstairs ahead of a sold out return to South Wales.
Which is mental. It's the first time we've ever played, and we're really, really happy for it to be sold out. That's mad. We thought we were going to sell like 6 tickets everywhere we've gone, but it's been the most amazing response. So yeah, we're over the moon with it.
That's it. I mean, was this about the 3rd or 4th sold out show amongst the
yeah,
tour dates?
We sold out Stoke, which is my hometown. So we obviously we wanted to. That was the one we wanted, and then the Patriot to sell out has been amazing because it's Max's hometown, the drummer. And then we did Birmingham, which sold out last night, and we've got a London show sold out too. So.
Which is phenomenal. The album coming out, well, it's just come out on Friday, sorry. Yeah. You must be super excited to get those tracks.
Yeah, well, obviously, like, we were just excited because, like, some of our favourite tracks as a collective on the singles. And when you've released the singles and you've done the videos and you've listened to them so much and you've promoted them so much, it's nice to have a fresh set of songs to, like, push.
Definitely. Sure. I mean, there's some excitement there, you know, like you say about the singles, Mississippi Swinging, that southern country kind of groove, which is an evolution to Akira of a few years ago.
A bygone Akira, yeah. So when I first started playing guitar, I was like 13 and just got my first guitar. I started looking at girls that played guitar and sang because that was what I related to. And they were all normally country musicians. There wasn't that many solo singer-songwriter guitarist girls that were about at the time, and I love rock music and I come from like a rock background, but at the time I didn't have a band, so I was like, what do I do? And I was writing songs solo that you could kind of do anything with. You can make them an EDM track or you can make it a metal song because it was just chords and lyrics.
Yeah.
So when I met Joe at uni, it kind of evolved into this, but Joe's a big blues guitarist, he loves blues licks, so me doing like country blues kind of soul stuff and then him doing like country bluesy rock stuff, it just meshed so well.
It's about bringing different elements to the table, and there's no harm of having that previous chapter, so to speak.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, I've spoken to bands before and they say, well, actually I grew up on jazz, and then a schoolmate of mine introduced us to heavy metal or rock, and that's what it's about. It's about taking that evolution.
Yeah, definitely. And like all your influences and all the like the strings you add to your bow as you go along the way definitely form the end product 100%.
You know, and for you guys, the conduit for us was the guest appearance at Steelhouse, the Max and Mikey creating that extra spot, and it was like, who are these guys?
That's
wow.
been a lot of that. Yeah, there's definitely an air about the rock scene that's like, who are these? And a lot of who do they think they are as well.
No, definitely. We didn't think that. It was just, wow, if Max and Mikey are creating an extra spot on a bill that's full, there's got to be something about this.
Yeah, definitely.
And we were just genuinely blown away. Kel, behind the camera there, was in the pit and just like, just seriously, wow, where did you guys come from?
Yeah, well, the thing is like, me and Joe were at uni, and Joe was the drummer in my like country band at the time, and we were doing like country festivals and blues festivals and stuff. And then when we finished uni, I went to work on cruise ships. I did some cruise ship singing for a little bit. And then when I got back, Joe was like, I've written an album. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we sat down and we worked through the lyrics and melodies and stuff. And he was like, I had this in mind, and pinged ideas off each other. And then we thought, let's just get in the studio. And then we went into lockdown. So then them songs stewed and evolved even more. Instead of writing like more material, we worked on what we'd already got, and then we ended up here, and it's kind of been like a whirlwind. I've been doing the cover circuit, the songwriting circuit, whatever, for so long that it's kind of come to a head of like Steelhouse recognising us as signing with Mark, our manager. It all happened in such a short space of time, and it's kind of been all systems go since.
You know, and you've got Planet Rock stamp of approval.
Yeah, definitely.
Number one in that play charts.
That was amazing. Like that. I mean, it's Mississippi Swing's number one now, and it's we found out today actually in the van on the way. It's the song to stay number one on Planet Rock the most for the entire year, which is mad. As a self-release as well, like we've got no label backing.
Yeah.
Is we're over the moon, and the guys at Planet Rock are absolute legends. They're obviously renowned for supporting young bands, and for them to give us the stamp is.
Yeah, and it's something to shout about and sing about and say, hey, you know, and hopefully it'll give other unsigned bands in your...
Yeah, like open a doorway, pioneer it, definitely.
That's it, you know, you've had the Wagons do it, the Crows, Scarlet Rebels more recently. It's something to really shout about, you know, and just, it was genuinely a privilege to see you guys.
Oh, thank you
up at Steelhouse. And
we had a blast.
To have you guys come down here, play for us in South Wales now, it means a lot, you know. And you know, it's not just yourself and Joe now, is it? You know, you're having a band around
we've got. So basically, what happened was when me and Joe came out of lockdown and we were like, right, we're ready to go in the studio. We booked it in the July for the November, and then Brett, our bass player, he messaged me and he said, "Do you need a saxophone player?" And I said, "No." Do you play anything else? And he said, "I can play bass." And I said, "Well, we do need a bass player." So we got him down. He brought Alex with him, his other guitarist. He said, "I've brought this guy Alex with me. He's one of my mates. He plays guitar too." And I was like, "Get him in, whatever, we'll have a jam." And then we had a few temporary drummers, but we knew, like, taking on Carland, who was in the studio with us, and we've had Aaron, we've had like a million different drummers. They could never commit enough time or energy into it, doing it full time. So then when we'd already got Steelhouse, and then when Max and Maggie heard that we were looking for a drummer, they obviously pushed Max forward, and we were like, we didn't even know going into it that Big Max was Steelhouse Max. We didn't put two and two together. And then when Little Max came in, I was like, one song in, I was like, "You're in the band."
Yeah.
It was unreal. It was really, really good. So here we are, and that's how the story ends.
Well, it's how the story begins. You know, I mean, we've got the next chapter. This video's come out on YouTube of you guys, or yourself, sorry, doing the blind audition on The Voice.
Yeah, that was mad because basically, like I say, it was a timeline of me and Joe writing the songs, coming out of lockdown, getting in the studio, and then The Voice contacted me about about 3-4 weeks after we booked the studio. The Voice contacted me and said, "Do you want to audition this year?" Because I'd auditioned when I was like 18, and they needed a token rock vocalist. And I thought, fine, let's do it. What's the worst that can happen? It'll air in February, and then we'll have the rest of the year. We'll release one-way ticket in March. It'll set us up nicely. And then it got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back until the following November. So we'd recorded it a year previous to when it aired. So it's come out at a really weird time because now everyone's like, "Wait, aren't you guys signed? Don't you already have songs out? You guys were already a band," and all that good stuff. But obviously, we just put them on the straight and say, "No, this is what happened. This is how it went." And
This was Kira.
Yeah.
Doggy Day sent to Kira, as you said in the video.
Yeah.
You know,
it was,
now, since then.
Yeah, full-time
Kira
music, which
yeah,
is mad. Yeah.
That's phenomenal, you know, and I guess did that come to a conclusion with The Voice?
Yeah, so I got knocked out in the quarterfinal, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I didn't want to go too far because I didn't want to only be recognised for the voice stuff. I wanted to be a great platform for the band because I could have gone on as Rhiannon Hill, but I went on as Kira Mack to push the band and the band name. And what I wanted to happen was, it's a very strategic marketing ploy, when people searched Kira Mack The Voice, I wanted as many music videos as we could to make in that time to come up afterwards. And obviously the numbers went through the roof when everybody was like, "Oh, The Voice," and then they were watching the other videos, and that's exactly what we wanted. And perfect timing for the album and the tour. Like, it just kind of fell into place so nicely.
And if stars align like that, you've got to roll with it.
Yeah, you've got to go with it. And especially, like, everyone was like, "Oh, people will think you're sold out," or maybe people will think. And I was like, people that really love independent bands and stuff won't be watching The Voice on a Saturday night. They'll be probably in their local venue watching a band. So,
yeah, that's it. I only picked up on it a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
The Voice and that is a mystery to me. But to see Will.i.am spin around so quickly.
And especially, like, there was 4.4 million people watching that night. And you can't pay for that kind of promotion as an independent band.
Yeah, and Nan, bless her, we've got to mention.
Oh, my mum is Welsh, so she's from the Valleys.
Yeah.
My granddad was from Blaenquimby, and my nan is always sang. She loved my granddad sang. She sings. My mum sings. Everybody sings all the time. So I grew up singing, and she spent a lot of time with my uncle. My uncle was on Opportunity Knocks back in the day, which was the X Factor in like the 70s, 80s, and she couldn't go onto TV with him at the time. So for me to take her on with me was a must.
Oh, she certainly took a shine to Tom.
Yeah, she did. I bet she did, yeah. I was worried about that. But, oh God, my nan's going to run away with Tom Jones. But then again, Tom, could you want to get us a record deal?
Well, this is it. You've got to look at absolutely every angle and take those opportunities. I mean, it's been a phenomenal year. You're ending it on an absolute high.
Yeah.
What do you look for in 23?
2023, ideally, I would like to just carry on doing what we're doing and maybe make a second album. Joe's writing as we speak, and what Joe does is mix the skeleton tracks, brings them to us, and we fluff them out, put all our bits on, change what we want to change and whatnot, and maybe write a second album, probably write a second album, be on tour again at some point, hopefully, might have some support slots, big, little, whenever, maybe go to the States, possibly Europe, like, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah,
We'll
and
take everything.
the one definite you've got, you're returning to Steelhouse.
We are indeed. We're so over the moon with that, because there was an and awe about whether us playing 2 years on the bounce and all that, like, would that be good with the people, and then the people spoke, and Mikey listened, so.
That's it, and the response to that first wave of announcements that Max and Mikey made, it was like, just wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it.
It's going to be a really, I mean, we love that weekend anyway. That's going to be really, really good weekend for us. And we've got a lot of things up our sleeves, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. Okay, Kira, thank you ever so much.
Cheers,
my darling.
Take care, thank you.